Mehmed II, remembered by history as Mehmed the Conqueror, stands as one of the most decisive rulers in Ottoman history. His reign marked a turning point where the Ottoman state evolved from a growing regional power into a disciplined, centralized, and multi-continental empire. While his military victories brought fame, it was his uncompromising approach to authority and governance that truly defined his legacy. Mehmed ruled with firm control, believing that unity, order, and absolute loyalty were essential for the survival of an expanding empire. From the beginning of his rule, Mehmed made it clear that rebellion and disobedience would not be tolerated. He viewed internal division as a greater threat than foreign enemies. Revolts, whether from provincial governors, military leaders, or rival factions, were suppressed quickly and decisively. Officials who failed in their duties or showed signs of disloyalty were removed, punished, or executed without hesitation. This harsh approach was not driven by cruelty alone, but by Mehmed's belief that a strong state required unquestioned authority at its center. The Janissary Corps, the elite infantry of the Ottoman army, held immense power and influence. Mehmed understood their importance but also recognized the danger they posed if left unchecked. Rather than allowing them political independence, he kept the Janissaries under strict discipline. Their loyalty was rewarded, but their ambitions were tightly controlled. This balance ensured that the military remained a tool of the state rather than a force that could challenge the throne. Mehmed's vision of authority extended beyond military control into law and administration. He strengthened the system by combining Islamic law with imperial decrees, creating a legal structure that supported central governance. This blend allowed the Sultan to act as both religious protector and supreme ruler. Laws were standardized, administrative roles were clarified, and state officials were trained to serve the empire rather than personal interests. This legal and bureaucratic structure provided stability and efficiency across diverse regions. By the time of his death in 1481, Mehmed had reshaped the Ottoman Empire into a centralized state that governed vast territories across Europe, Asia, and Africa. The empire was no longer a loose collection of lands ruled by local elites, but a unified political system answerable to the Sultan. This transformation laid the foundation for Ottoman dominance in the centuries that followed. One of Mehmed's most enduring achievements was the establishment of Istanbul as a world capital. After the conquest of Constantinople, the city had suffered from decline and depopulation. Mehmed moved swiftly to revive it, ordering large-scale construction projects and encouraging settlement from across the empire. Muslims, Christians, and Jews were invited or relocated to the city, creating a diverse population that fueled economic and cultural revival. Istanbul became not only the political heart of the empire, but also a symbol of imperial authority. The construction of the Topkapi Palace reinforced this image. Designed as both a residence and an administrative center, the palace reflected Mehmed's understanding of power. It housed the machinery of governance, including council chambers, treasury, archives, and private quarters. From this space, the Sultan exercised direct control over the empire while projecting the image of absolute authority. The palace became a model for later Ottoman rulers and a physical expression of centralized rule. Mehmed's territorial ambitions matched his administrative reforms. His campaigns in the Balkans secured Ottoman dominance in southeastern Europe. Serbia, Bosnia, and much of Albania were brought firmly under imperial control, despite fierce resistance. In Anatolia, he eliminated rival Turkish principalities, most notably the Karamanids, ensuring that no alternative centers of power could challenge Ottoman authority. These victories were not only strategic but ideological, reinforcing Mehmed's belief that he was the rightful ruler of all Anatolian lands. Naval expansion further strengthened the empire. Mehmed extended Ottoman influence into the Black Sea, capturing key ports and securing vital trade routes. The Crimean Khanate became an Ottoman vassal, expanding diplomatic and military reach. In the eastern Mediterranean, he targeted remaining Latin and Byzantine strongholds. The fall of Trebizond in 1461 marked the final end of Eastern Roman political authority, completing Mehmed's claim as heir to both Islamic and Roman imperial traditions. Despite his strict rule, Mehmed was not a narrow-minded conqueror. He possessed a deep interest in learning, culture, and history. His court included scholars, poets, artists, and historians from different backgrounds. Mehmed commissioned translations of classical Greek and Latin works into Ottoman Turkish and maintained a personal library of historical and philosophical texts. This intellectual curiosity reflected his broader vision of empire, one that combined strength with knowledge and cultural sophistication. Mehmed's approach created what later historians would describe as the classical Ottoman model. It was a system built on disciplined military power, centralized administration, legal order, and controlled diversity. Religious communities were allowed autonomy under state oversight, contributing to stability in a multi-religious empire. Economic activity was regulated but encouraged, ensuring steady revenue for the state. This model would guide Ottoman governance for generations. However, Mehmed's death exposed the challenges of such a powerful system. The question of succession quickly turned into crisis. His empire was strong, but also complex, demanding capable leadership to maintain balance. His son Bayezid II inherited not only vast territories, but also the weight of expectations set by his father's achievements. The struggle between Bayezid and his brother Cem revealed the dangers of internal division that Mehmed had worked so hard to suppress. Although Bayezid ultimately secured the throne, the early years of his reign were shaped by caution. Unlike his father's aggressive expansion, Bayezid focused on consolidation and stability. This contrast highlighted Mehmed's unique role as a builder of empire rather than merely a conqueror. The strength Bayezid relied upon was the system Mehmed had created. Mehmed II's legacy endures because he understood that conquest alone could not sustain an empire. His iron rule was a tool to enforce unity, discipline, and loyalty in a rapidly expanding state. By combining force with law, administration with culture, and authority with vision, he reshaped the Ottomans into a world empire. Later sultans looked back to his reign as a benchmark of imperial ambition and effective governance. In the broader sweep of history, Mehmed the Conqueror stands as a ruler who transformed possibility into permanence. His reign marked the moment when the Ottoman state became an empire in both name and reality. Though his methods were harsh, his results were lasting. The centralized, powerful, and diverse empire he forged would dominate regional politics for centuries, securing his place as one of the most influential rulers of the medieval world.